The site that we're on was so important. In 1912, the city decided it needed to host the World Dry Farming Congress. And so at that time, Mayor Henderson had a grand plan to not only showcase the world, but to build this immaculate garden across the street to help showcase the region with the exhibition ground. So really was our coming out party for what this region can be for agriculture.
One of the bigger things that they were concerned with is the reuse of the trees on the property. And so they asked us if we'd be capable to harvest the trees, mill and kiln dry the lumber, and build custom furniture and other things out of that wood. This site has a ton of heritage to it. It's over 100 years old. To see that site treated with the respect that it deserves, and to reclaim all of those beautiful trees and to bring them back into this building is something I'm extremely proud to be a part of, and I know that the heritage of that site's going to live on. So these are the reclaimed benches that we took out of the pavilion that was on site. These hand-painted numbers have been there for decades, and we really wanted to keep that touch around. You'll see these pieces of wood here as the under ledger board on the benches in the main area. We're going to keep that, and so everyone can know and see that this wood didn't go to waste and it's come back into the building. So this is old fir and larch that was machined and used. It's kind of fun. You can even see the old construction stamps that they had on here. Thousands and thousands of board feet. So we've reclaimed them. We've resurfaced and shaped them, and then these will get laminated together and go back into the building as the benches, as the main stairwell. I brought my mill. I have a portable mill set up. We brought it right to the site, and we cut 243 trees were on site, and we were able to get usable lumber out of almost half of those, about 120. As with many old trees, and trees that have been around for over 100 years, there's lots of things that end up in them. So many old nails, bullets, rocks, old pieces of steel that were put through, old rope swings from the campground. I mean, we found it all. With the tree species that were available to us, the vast majority were poplar and cottonwood. Those are quite difficult to work with if you don't have the experience with them, because they're often not structurally stable. But what we've been able to do is mill and kiln dry them down to a 7% moisture content, which is what we need in Lethbridge to make them stable. And then we're using epoxy to stabilize any rot or other issues within the wood themselves, so that we can turn them into beautiful furniture. Currently at 11.2%, so we got 4% more moisture to go. We've got probes inserted in all the wood, and that tracks it in the computer in the back, and we just adjust the schedule from there. Tall, this is an old poplar. Like I said, ballparking somewhere in the 130-year-old range. I haven't counted all the rings yet, but it's beautiful. It's full of all this gorgeous bark inclusion where you have two competing trunks. And what happens is the trunks actually grow together and entrap the bark inside of the tree. Absolute stunner. And this stuff, I'm very happy to say, is not going to be lost. And we're going to keep it and use it. We're going to build at least 3 boardroom tables. We're going to be building stuff, like I said, in the main entryway and hallways. We're going to be most likely doing signage packages. We're going to do bistro tables, so you can go and get food and you'll be able to sit down and touch these yourselves, and you'll see the heritage in them. You can count the rings of the years that these trees were on the property. And it's going to be scattered throughout the building in every fashion that we can stuff something good in there. So here's just an example of one of the trees we took off a site. This old girl is probably 130 years old or so. You can tell we got at least 6 feet across here on this main part of it. This is the type of stuff that we're going to find a use for and put back in too beautiful and too awesome to not use for something great.